So we're going to start round 3. Mysterio gets to go first again. He has been outwitted for probability, and Drax is his highest threat, and he's based with him. So he is going to have to try to break away because Drax has invulnerability. Mysterio only does 1 damage, so try to break away. Roll to 3, does not break away. Beast is going to go. He has charge, and the highest threat is Archangel within 2, so he will use charge. He will come here and then go right there, so he can get in there and get an attack. Archangel has shape change. He rolled a 3, so that misses. 9 on a 17 for 3 damage, and that is going to miss. Now Archangel gets to return the favor. 11 on a 19 because Beast has combat reflexes. Beast also has super senses, so he will roll for that if Archangel can hit. 6, 9, that is gonna hit. Beast will get to roll for super senses. 5 or a 6. 5, he hits, so no damage is dealt. Doctor Strange is gonna attack Beast. 10 on a 19. He will also perplex up his own defense for retaliation purposes. That's gonna miss. Now it's Daredevil's turn. He has a 9. He's gonna be attacking Hawkeye with a 16. So he needs a 7 to deal 2 damage. He's going to save his outwit for after the attack to see what powers are available. That's also a miss. Terrible rolls. Before Hawkeye gets a turn, Daredevil will use outwit and outwit Professor X's probability. So now Hawkeye is going to attack a 10 on a 17. Daredevil has super senses, so if this hits, he will get to roll super senses. And it misses just by 1. Professor X is going to do something cool here. He is going to attempt to mind control Daredevil. 10 on a 17. That also misses. No mind control. Cyclops is going to make a close combat attack on Gamora. A 9 on a 17 for 3 damage. That's going to hit. She gets to roll for super senses. She hits, so no damage dealt. Because she was attacked, she will get to return an attack, though the highest threat for her is Spider-Man, so she will use Close Combat Expert on Spider-Man. 11 on an 18, dealing 4 damage. That's also a miss. Cannot hit anybody today. Now that Spider-Man was attacked, he will also return the favor. 10 on a 17. Another miss. Incredible. Captain America gets to go now. He also has the special power, so if he is the first person on his team to attack first, he gets +1, so his 9 would be plus up to a 10. Attacking Falcon's 16 with super senses and combat reflexes, so it ends up being an 18. He needs an 8, and that's a 6. Falcon will be able to attack him. 10 on an 18, doing 3 damage. That's a 3. Alright, it's Drax's turn. Let's see if someone can do some damage and attack. We have an 11. Highest threat would actually be... It would actually be Rogue, because Mysterio at the moment cannot actually damage Drax, but Rogue can. So, so 11 on a 17, exploit weakness, 3 damage. That's a 7, we got a hit. Now Rogue will attack him back with a 10 attack. On a 17, dealing 3 damage. Drax has invulnerability, so it'll do 1 click of damage if this can hit. It's a 5, that misses. As you know, we are starting with the lower figures first, so Wolverine will get to go. He has flurry and blades on Bonebreaker. This could really do him in. So the first attack is a 10 on a 16 with toughness. It's a 4, that's gonna miss. And we are not surprised. Second attack is a 7, that does hit, and we are going to roll for blades, is a 6. That should kill him. If anyone's keeping count, 5th figure to be KO'd in this Battle Royale, 1st figure for round 3. So Wolverine with the Horseman trait will have a +1 to his stats because of this when he gets attacked. Alright, so we have Iceman. Highest threat is Loki. 10 on a 17, but he's in hindrance, so it's an 18, but Loki has prob. That's going to miss, so no need. Loki will then return the attack, 10 on a 17, and that's going to hit for 3 damage. Now on to Xavier. This is going to be very debatable and people probably won't agree with this, but this is how it works out. He can go on to pretty much any one of his clicks if he starts on his first one. I can have him stay there and shoot Medusa as the highest threat, and that would probably be the smartest thing, but then you have to also take into account he has charge and he can attack Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler is going to be one of the key figures on this map, and if you can get an attack off on him, you might as well try, even if it kind of risks your life. So I'm going to give him the charge, and another reason why it's not the greatest is because he is going to have to be based with three other people, well, 3 people in general, but this is just to get an attack off on Nightcrawler. I think it's worth it because if you get a chance to hit Nightcrawler, you gotta try to do it. So he's gonna charge from there, targeting Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler gets to roll shape change, and it could totally change from right there. He rolls a 3, so we will be able to attack him. It'll be a 10 on a 19, and that's gonna miss. Hey, it's worth a shot. Nightcrawler, angered by this, he is going to retaliate on Xavier, but Xavier gets to roll for Scroll first, and that misses. So it's going to be a 10 on a 16 with toughness because Xavier had to go back to his top dial. That is going to hit and deal 2 damage. And actually put him on his click that he used for charge. We are going to carry him and bring him over here so that Doppelganger and Victor have a chance to hit on him. That is a good opportunity there, and Nightcrawler will just move that far because he wants to stay in stealth. Everyone loves a catfisher. Daredevil is going to try to do that. 10 attack on the Red Skull because Red Skull is the highest threat within the range. He needs a 5. He rolls a 7. So if anyone's keeping track, that's the second figure in round 3. And 6th figure overall. Red Skull was taken out by Daredevil. Now it's Moonstone's turn. Unfortunately for Wolverine, he is the highest threat next to her, so she will use Psychic Blast on him, needing a 7 to do 3 damage. And she got it. Wolverine actually did have a 19 because of the 2 figures that were KO'd because he gets a +1. But Moonstone did roll a 9, so she did hit. It wasn't a 17 that she needed. She actually needed a 19, but she did hit a 19. Wolverine now has Flurry and Blades, and his highest threat is Daredevil, but Daredevil has Shape Change, so this could get very interesting. But he also has +2 to all of his stats, so he has a 12 attack, 20 defense, and 4 damage. 4 damage is plenty. We will not use Blades. Flurry. First attack. Daredevil does have Shape Change though. He did roll Shape Change, so first attack is not going to go through. We will try the second attack. It's a 1, so he will be able to do that. 12 on a 17 for 4 damage. He will hit. Daredevil will get to roll Super Senses and misses. So it'll do 4 damage to Daredevil and 1 damage to Wolverine for the Mystics. Daredevil now gets to return the favor. 9 on a 17 +2, so it's a 19. Let's get it correct here. He will need a 10 to do 2 damage. He rolls a 9, 5, and a 4, so that misses. Now it's Spider-Girl's turn, and I can understand why people thought Wolverine was going to win because of the trait that gives him +1 for when characters get KO'd. It's going to be very difficult to kill him, even though he's on his 5th click and regeneration. 10 on a 19 for 2 damage. That is a 9, and it's going to hit for 2 damage. Scorpio is next. He is going to outwit Nico's special power, and I'm going to make an range attack. 10 on a 15. Someone asked me why does he not have his, Scorpion key? Because I believe he doesn't start with his Scorpion key. He has to get it. And with this, there's no object, so he just doesn't have it. That's just the way it's going to be. 10 on a 15. That's going to hit. He rolls a 9. Nico was hit. She has Perplex, and Sif is the only character she can hit. So she's going to have to perplex up her damage to a 2. Normally we would do defense, but she's there and she has the ability to do damage. The only way she can do it is by perplexing up her damage to a 2. 8 on a 16 needs an 8. And she misses. Sift was attacked, so she will now attack the highest threat, and that is Star-Lord. 9 on a 15. she does 1 damage, so she will choose to do blades. She will hit and roll for blades. She rolls a 2 for 2 damage. This does not take Star-Lord out, so he will attack, and the highest threat is Sif that he can attack. He has a 9 attack against her 16 toughness. He has sharpshooter and ranged combat expert, so he will make a ranged attack because of the sharpshooter. He will need a 7 to do 4 damage. He rolls a 7. And that's going to hit. She was not KO'd, so she's still in the game. It is Spider-Man's turn. He is going to attack Mystique. She has a 17 because she perplexed up her defense. He is going to need a 7 to do 3 damage, but first she gets shape change. She rolls it, so he cannot attack her. There is no one next to him to make an attack, and now it's Mystique's turn. She is going to use blades and attack Spider-Man. She needs an 8 to hit him. He also has super senses to evade, but evades on a 4 through 6. She rolls a 7, and that misses. It is the Skrull Electra's turn. She will use blades on successful Dirk Anger. 10 on a 16. That is gonna hit. She's gonna use the blades for 4 damage. Successful Dirk Anger has a trait. He can use Steel Energy, but he heals the amount of damage he does, so he has 2 damage, so he would heal 2 for every hit. Now the options here are to use Flurry and Steel Energy and try to heal that way, or try to use Regeneration. This is a tough decision, but the decision will be made to use Regeneration because that's an easier roll than trying to hit a 19 with an 8 attack. That's a much harder roll than hoping for a good Regeneration roll, so we will use Regeneration here. And he rolled a 6, and it was a perfect idea, so he gets to heal up 4 clicks. It's Emma's turn to get into the action. She is going to attack Spider-Man. 10 on a 18. Was a 6, and it misses. Now it's Medusa's turn. The highest threat that she can actually see is Captain America. Nightcrawler is the highest threat, but because he's in stealth, she can't see him. So it's going to be a 9 attack on an 18 for 3 damage. That's a 7, that's gonna miss. That old sneaky figure Songbird ended up on Pulse Wave, and it's her turn. She's gonna Pulse Wave, though she only has an 8 attack, so we will see how bad this turns out. And she rolls a crit miss. But she survives the attack, even though she crit missed on herself, like a good little girl. Venom was a target of the Pulse Wave. Because there's only 2 figures within the Pulse Wave range that can attack, I will have them go next. When I did the Pulse Wave the first round, I didn't do that because there was way too many and it was confusion, but since there's only going to be Venom and Giant Man within range, I'll have them go with the lowest to the highest. So Venom is first. He is just going to move over to the highest threat. He does not have charge, so that will be that. And now Giant Man has an opportunity to charge on the highest threat within his range, but it's within 2 now. And Wolverine is the highest threat within 3. So we are just going to stay put here. And because Giants can attack from close combat from 2 squares away, the highest threat is Star-Lord. It'd be a 9 on a 14 for 3 damage. This will knock him out. It's an 8, and that will hit. 3rd figure to be KO'd in round 3, and 7th figure to be KO'd in the Battle Royale. Giant Man knocks out Star-Lord. It is X-Force Archangel's turn to attack. He has a 9 attack, and he's going to shoot on Armadillo's 17 invulnerability. Needs an 8 to do 3 damage, and only 1 will stick. He rolls a 3, that will miss. Armadillo now being attacked, he will attack the highest threat, and that will be Doppelganger with combat reflexes, so it'll be a 9 on a 20. And he rolls a crit miss. Now that Doppelganger was attacked, it's his turn to attack. He has Flurry, highest threat is Captain America. Captain America does have combat reflexes, so his defense is a 19 with toughness. Needs an 8 for 2 attacks. First attack is a 9, that hits. Now for the second attack, Captain America's defense went down to a 16, so with combat reflexes it'll be an 18. 11 on an 18 is a 7. He rolls an 8 again. That's going to hit again for 3 damage, minus toughness, so 2 clicks. So now it's Storm's turn. The highest threat for her would be Archangel, but I did a little bit of discussing. That attack is such a hard attack that it's not in her best interest because it's such a hard attack. So we will go with Falcon because he's higher than Doctor Strange. The next highest, but is in 3 squares away, is Beast. But because Giant Man did not charge on Wolverine earlier, I will not make this attack. If you guys want to discuss this and say, yeah, we should allow this, then I will do that because she can run and shot here and then shoot on either one. But because Falcon is within 2, we will do that. 10 on a 16, but he also has super senses. That is a 6, so that will hit. Falcon will get to roll super senses though. He rolls a 3 and that misses. Viper's turn. Highest threat is Armadillo. 10 on a 17. She rolls a 7. That'll do 3 damage, invulnerability, so it takes 1 click. Last attack for round 3. Sabretooth is going to charge on Captain America, and he will choose to move into hindering terrain to help his defense if someone tries to shoot him. It's going to be 11 on an 18 for 3 damage. It's a 7. That's going to hit. And this is what we have after round 3. And we're up to 7 figures KO'd and 3 figures KO'd at the end of round 3. And now I'm going to clear everyone that did not go.